What's going on, everyone? So, after the most recent Laker game, one of the big things that I've seen people throw out in the post game stream was Max Christie and his struggles early on, which he has had. He has definitely had his struggles, definitely concerns, things to look out for. And I've seen a lot of consensus of like, hey, time to trade Max Christie. He's gone. He's trash. 4 games. It's enough of a sample size to know he's a bum. Get rid of him. And I don't agree. I don't think that Max Christie is untradeable if the right deal is on the table. And look, I've said it before, even in some of the videos in the offseason. If today you told me, hey, I could turn Max Christie into like a Walker Kessler, I would do that, right? Because it's a big need and he's young enough to be a long-term piece. But Max Christie, a couple things you got to keep in mind. And the reason I'm not ready to jump on, hey, Max Christie, time to trade him, time to move off him. Again, I'm not saying that he's untradeable. I'm not saying he's not a piece that, with his $8 million in salary, that you may not look to move at some point, especially if he continues down the path that he's been playing on. But the reason is primarily because it's 4 games. And I know people look at the surface and go, okay, Max Christie's 3 years in the league, trash, he's a bum. It's really his first year. Right? One, he's incredibly young. He's like the second youngest player on our team, right? Like behind like Bronny James. The dude is 21, right? Like, so he's incredibly young. What does he look like 2, 3, 4 years from now when he's like Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect's age, right? You got to keep in mind, he's like 3 years younger than Dalton Connect. And yes, again, I understand he's been on the roster for 3 years, but he hasn't really had the opportunity, consistency, and structure, or particularly infrastructure, to have success. He went from a guy that was, some nights you might start because we're desperate, we need you to start, and then other nights you're not going to play at all, and then some nights you're going to play 5 minutes, and then some nights you're only going to play garbage time, and you're only going to average 3 attempts per game, and, it's just, he had no structure, he had no consistency. And then also he's being coached by Darvin Ham, which, again, no offensive sets, no understanding of where you're supposed to be, and then going to an intricate offense such as what JJ Redick is operating and running, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. Right? Dalton Connect has even had his struggles. But a lot of people look at it as like, oh, he's a rookie. It's okay. You have to look at Max Christie as essentially a rookie as well. Max Christie went from basically no playing time and almost never being on the basketball court to, we need you to be the 6th man off the bench. We need you to defend the best player on the other team. And we need you to be great every single night. It's a lot of ask for anybody, let alone a 21-year-old kid who this is his first real opportunity. Again, I don't know what he's going to, I can't judge him on, game 20, right? I can only judge him on what we've seen right now. And right now, he hasn't been great. I don't think he's been as atrocious as some make him out to be. He's still been very good defensively. He's been getting after it. He's rebounding well. He keeps the amount of balls he has kept alive, but seriously, like, is regularly keeping balls and just the effort and energy that's there. If he just needs to find a shot, but he's also not getting a ton of attempts, right? Like, he took 4 attempts and shot 50% from the floor, right? Like, if you look at his stat line in the last game, you're like, wow, he was really good, right? Got a couple steals, got a couple blocks, it was 50% from the floor, 100% from 3, right? Like, he looked like a very good, very competent player through the box score. But if you actually watch the game, he was out of position on several occasions. His decision-making at times is rough. But he's a 21-year-old kid who is now being thrusted into being one of the main key pieces off the bench. It was always going to be a bit of a roller coaster, especially early on. I mean, we talked about it in the offseason. And most people were like, yeah, it's fine. Like, we'll let him get the opportunity. Now we're 4 games in and people are like ready to ship him out for a bag of Cheetos. And it's like, time out, right? Like, let him get an understanding and grasp. Let him get his legs under him. Let him get a little bit of an understanding, right? I've talked about this before. People look, Jay Huff just got a 4-year contract. He was a Laker, right? Scottie Pippen Jr. just got contract. Looked great. Why we chose Jalen Chavino over Scottie Pippen. Oh my goodness, why are we doing this, that, and the other? Because the Lakers and fans aren't patient with the young guys. And I understand we are in win now mode. And we are looking very good. Even I know it was a loss, and no loss is a good loss, but that was about as good of a loss as you can get. LeBron James was pretty bad, right? It was one of the worst games I've seen him have in a very long time. He said he's dealing with illness and stuff like that. Give him the benefit of the doubt. That's fine. And even through all the struggles, we still had an opportunity to win that game, and we really should have won that game, right? But if you can find the right, like if there's something that presents itself that makes sense, then yes, go trade Max Christie. Again, if you can get a piece that now puts you in position to better have the opportunity to win now and maybe, hopefully at least the next few years, then you do that without a doubt, right? Or if you can get a piece that is a bigger need, such as, again, like a Walker Kessler, then you do that, right? Especially with Dalton Connect and Austin Reeves is emerging. You can always slide Connect to the two and have him. So there is the flexibility of potentially trading Max Christie if that deal makes sense down the line. I'm not ready to just ship out Max Christie to the highest bidder right away. I want to say, what can he do? There are the signs that are there. There are the moments. There are the things that you want to see from him as far as being a productive basketball player and being a key rotation player, right? But he's got to find a way to be more consistent. But that takes time. Nobody was great out the gate. I mean, Kobe Bryant, he was benched for 3 years, right? Again, you got to give guys time and opportunity. Max Christie has been excellent in the dirty work plays, in the margin plays, right? He's been great defensively. He's been arguably our second best perimeter defender, considering the assignments that he has on a regular basis. Austin Reeves has been our best, right? Anthony Davis is our best overall defender. I'm talking about just solely perimeter. You can make a genuine argument that Max Christie has been that guy thus far through these games, right? But again, he being so young, being inexperienced, and not having the infrastructure early on, he's making the rookie mistakes because this is rookie season, really, right? But usually when a guy is asked to play this type of role at such a young age and kind of in that first full year, usually it's on a bad team. Usually it's on a team that doesn't have the expectations of being, a championship caliber team, right? Usually it's a team like Detroit to where it's like, okay, great example, Scottie Pippen Jr., right? People go, oh, look at what Scottie Pippen Jr. did. Yeah, but Memphis was willing to let him. He had games where he looked great. He had games where he was unplayably bad. I mean, it was like, why are you playing this guy? I mean, terrible. 9 turnovers, 0 assists. He was bad. But it was okay because Memphis wasn't trying to win anything. So they were letting him play through his hurdles, letting him play through his hiccups. They were letting him play. If you did the same thing with Max Christie, guess what? You're going to have games with Max Christie where he probably go get you 25, right? Where he probably get you, 25-5 game. Right? But then he's going to have the games where he's 1 of 11, right? He's going to have the bad games. But a team like Memphis last year were in the position to allow that to happen. They didn't care. They wanted the losses. And they ended up getting Zach Edey out of it. So it worked out for them, right? But a team like the Lakers, we're not in that position. We need Max Christie to be great out the gate. And he hasn't been yet. But what are our other options here? Right? Again, if something presents itself at some point, then sure, Max Christie should be your 8th guy. Shouldn't be your 6th guy, right? Or your 7th guy behind Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect shouldn't even be your 6th guy. I think that they're capable as the season progresses to maybe develop the guy. And I do think once Christian Wood gets back, because he's proven and he's a guy that has shown that he has the ability to be a 17-6 guy off the bench, I think that will do wonders and take some pressure off of guys like Max Christie. Take pressure off of guys like Dalton Connect. Also, even when you get back a guy like a Jared Vanderbilt or something, right? Now Max Christie isn't going to come off the bench and have to defend the best player. Now he's going to come off the bench, probably defend the second or maybe third best player at times. So he'll look better defensively rather than I have to defend Kevin Durant. I have to defend Devin Booker, right? And he's trying to hold his own and do the best of his ability, right? My main point is got to be patient with these guys. I know it's frustrating. I know it's hard to be patient because the Lakers look so good. They're 3-1 now. It's like, hey, things are cruising. Our bench is terrible, right? We need these guys. And people are looking at, well, Dalton Connect's a rookie, and that's the reason. And looking at Max Christie, he's like, well, he's been on the team for 3 years. Been on the team for 3 years, but he might as well be a rookie. This is his first real opportunity. This is his first real experience. And he does look like an NBA player out there at times. He just having his inconsistencies and his hiccups. Can we get through those quick enough? If not, then yes, you may end up having to look to trade him. If 20 games in, he's still making the same mistakes regularly. Obviously, again, there's outlier games, there's bad games, whatnot, right? But if regularly, night in and night out, he's having those type of hiccups, then yes, I do think that he's definitely somebody you need to consider if the right move is on the table. Again, I'm not saying you don't just trade him just for fun, but if that right move, if it's like, hey, we can get Walker Kessler by giving up Max Christie, clear off $5 million in cap space to sign some other guys so that way we can go pull off this big trade over here and fill out the roster, and we only have to give up one first to get a Walker Kessler because we're throwing them a Max Christie also, then sure, you do something like that, right? Like, just depends on what's there. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you think, like, yes, got to be patient, let them get more than 4 games under their belt? Or do you think, no, like, you know, like, if you can trade him out the gate. Again, I don't think he's untradeable. Even now, I don't think he's untradeable. All right, if Utah calls up and goes, hey, we'll trade you Walker Kessler for Max Christie, there you go. There you go. Make it happen. But I think unless the right move is there, you don't just trade him. All right. But how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.